Good morning, just after 6. I'm on my way to Harrychuk to try and find a shared Jeep to take me up to Gadruk, which will be somewhere around where the start of the track is. The regular Jeep trail is closed due to construction or something, so I take this taxi to where all the Jeeps hang out, and then you wait for a shared Jeep, and hopefully it takes a couple hours to get up to the start of the trail. So whatever I start today, who knows, but I'll go as far as I can. Otherwise, today will be mostly traveling and fairly relaxed, I think. So dropped off where you find the shared Jeeps, and then you ask somebody, and then they say something, and then they wander away, and then you hope that they're figuring it out for you. Alright, apparently no shared Jeeps going, so I'm now on some local chicken bus. Where I'm going, how long it's going to take, no idea, but I'll end up somewhere. Alright, been on the road for about an hour. The distance isn't far. I just checked, it's about 30 kilometers. Says it'll take like over an hour because the road is so windy and shit, and the bus can't do barely 20 kilometers an hour. Bouncy and uncomfortable. Alright, I got off the chicken bus, which was going super slow on these super windy roads. And then apparently I can get to Gadruk this way for 4 kilometers walking. Probably take the same amount of time on the bus. I'll take my chances with the 4K. Maybe I'll catch a ride or something from a Jeep that passes by. Alright, I got picked up by a Jeep, so I saved myself what I thought was going to be a whole bunch of kilometers, but I think I only got a couple of kilometers, and then the road is blocked and it's walking only from here. Looks like I saved about a kilometer. Better than nothing. I've got just over 5K to the, I think, start. Apparently there's no ATMs or anything, and I forgot to get cash in Pokhara before I left. I think I'll have enough. Otherwise, I'll be turning back sooner than I thought. So this is just a grueling switchback road. Under construction, but not sure why it's not open. The Jeeps can drive it. Be nice to have saved the boring 5-odd K up a boring road. I made it up the steep part of the road. Now there's all these Jeeps waiting. It's only about a 4.5K walk. I have to wait for some more people to show up and then do a shared Jeep to the start of the trail. Okay, I gave up and just started to walk. Other people were walking too, so I figured if they were doing it, then I can do it. And maybe I'll get picked up on the way up again, like last time. This is very different than the Everest Basecamp trek to start. You're in a jungle, it's hot and muggy. Right now there's a slight drizzle. Not nearly as busy. Alright, there's 1 kilometer in left, and then got picked up by the Jeep finally, so saves a little bit of time and energy anyways. Alright, after walking, Jeeps, walking, more Jeeps, now I think I'm where I'm supposed to be. I've got to cross this massive bridge, and then the trail goes up there and across there, and about 25K later, you hit base camp. Here it is, the official start of the trek, crossing this ridiculously long suspension bridge. There's a lot of stairs to start this trek. Stairs are actually harder to climb than a normal incline. I would prefer the incline. Alright, on my endless climb I managed to find a hotel that gave me a cash advance on my credit card for just 10%, so $200 cost me $20. Nowhere else to get cash, so now I'm okay. I'm flush. It is just before 1. I'm basically still at the start on my endless climb, and I'll just see how far I can get. I already know I'm heading somewhere way up there. So from Pokhara, which sits at 845 meters, you make your way all the way up to Annapurna Basecamp at just over 4,100 meters. It's basically just a steady climb. I think there's a down somewhere in there, but I don't think it's the same as the Everest up, down, up, down, up, down. Okay, made it to Chamrong. A lot of people stop here. I'm gonna keep going. First bits, I think, goes down into there, and then climbs back up again. Alright, just had a little lunch. Now I'm gonna head for another maybe 4 kilometers, 4 to 7, depending how I feel. It's 3 o'clock. First little bit will be downhill and then climbing up over there. If I can make it to that village, I'll be happy. Okay, I just had to get my entry permit. Of course, I didn't know that you could get it in town for half the price, so I paid 60 bucks. So I could have paid 30 bucks. Such is life on the trail in a foreign country. Just after 4. I actually got higher up faster than I thought. See, maybe I'll keep going. Okay, 5 o'clock, under 500 meters to go. But that's what it looks like. It's just been endless stairs. I'll need a cold shower at the top of this thing. It's so muggy. Busier than I thought up here, and I managed to secure a shady little room. I've got a roommate. This will be my crappy little bed for tonight, but I'm sure it'll be cheap. Good morning. We have some clear skies, it looks like, where I'm heading. Still cloudy from where I came from. First views of Annapurna. Fishtail Mountain hidden in the clouds. I was okay in my shared room, put the earplugs in, so didn't hear anything. The bed wasn't great, the dirty sheets weren't great, and the flat pillow wasn't great. Hoping to get pretty far today. I won't make it all the way to base camp because that's like 18K with a 2,000 meter climb. I'll be leaving in a few minutes, so just after 6, so I could have a long day of hiking, and if I can get 15-ish K today, I'll be pretty happy. And then hit base camp tomorrow. Anyways, just had breakfast. Gotta go settle up with the ordinary owner of this establishment, and then we'll hit the trail. Just like on the Everest Trail, you leave early enough. Nobody's on the track yet, so you get an hour or two of solitude. There's a better view of Fishtail Mountain. I was under the impression that up, up, and then it was fairly steady up from here, but I've just been dropping. Pretty much now I'm probably below where I started today. All right, just before 9, I've done 6K in around 2 hours or so. I would like to make it here to the Annapurna base, which is 9K from here. Should be able to do it, but also the elevation is going from 25 to 39. So I don't know how many more up and downs there are. Hopefully it just steadily climbs. That would give me only about 3K to do tomorrow to get to the base camp. So I could beeline it to base camp and then work my way back down. Hit the snow line. It's obviously an avalanche that came down this chute. That's why there's snow at this low elevation below 3,000 meters. Another avalanche zone. Okay, it's 1 o'clock, made it to Durali. It's just under 4 kilometers to get to MBC. Somewhere up in there. It's a ridiculously steep profile. Anywhere from 2 to 4 hours is what the guides say. Even if I'm on the 4-hour end, that still gets me there by 5 o'clock. Don't know if I just said there's no place to stay here, so I either go back down and give up on this trek, or I attempt the steep and grueling impossible to hope that there'll be a place to stay in MBC. And if I make it there and there isn't a place, I'll sleep in the dining room. Alright, so I've got to climb up somewhere in that valley there to get up to Annapurna Basecamp. Some guide phoned ahead for me and said, yeah, he's got room at his guest house. At least however long it takes when I get up there, I should have a room. And then from that base camp to Annapurna Basecamp is 3K. I'm gonna unload the bag tomorrow morning and be a lightweight. And then I'll just do the 3K to the base camp, load the bag back up, and then start heading down. Hit some fairly cool rock faces. Lots of little waterfalls on each one. Avalanche debris. Be nice to see it in the sun. Maybe tomorrow. It's just a bit too slow. It's about a kilometer and a bit left, and rainy storm clouds blew in. Thought I could beat it, but it hit me. Last little bit Can't be much farther now, but this isn't fun. Always a climb to get to town. Okay, I made it to the Manchurian Candidate Base Camp. Manchupur, whatever it's called. Here is my view from my shady little room with my, I'm sure, dirty sheets. Got stuck in the pouring rain for the last half hour, so got pretty wet. Just had a hot shower, had something to eat. It's almost 5. I'm just gonna relax a little bit and then I'll probably crash at like 6 or 7. Pretty much as soon as it'll be light, I'll get up and get going. But today was a pretty grueling day, about 15, 16K, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, 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 up. I am pretty bagged. We'll pick this up in the morning and see where I end up. Good morning, it's 5:30. There is moon out and hopefully clear skies. A lot of people left the trek for sunrise, so they left at like 4:30 in the dark. I don't care too much if I make it there for sunrise. So it's 3K and about 500 meters up. So I'm gonna get going, hopefully an hour to an hour and a half. Come back down here, grab my stuff. I'll have some breakfast and then we'll get going down the trail. Let's get the 5:30 trek going. Right out the front door looks great. Looks like blue skies right now. Definitely a bit nipply. Once I start moving, warm up pretty quick. And heading up in there somewhere. We're about 3,600 meters and finish at about 41. Already my first few steps. The breathing's a bit tougher. After doing the Everest trek, I should be acclimatized to these altitudes, but I'm not. I can't talk and breathe at the same time. It's so nice, the sunlight is hitting the face. About an hour and 20 minutes, and here's the Annapurna Basecamp, 4,100 meters, 4,130 to be exact. It is a spectacular range. Annapurna is just over 8,000 meters. So I'm halfway there. Okay, 7 o'clock. I left at 5:30. I got here just before 7. Should make it down pretty quick. I'll pack up, maybe have a breakfast, and then start the long slog down. Really beautiful morning after the crappy arrival last night in the rain. Should get toasty pretty quick. It's probably hovering around 0 right now. Breakfast done, all packed up, back to the heavy bag. I was really enjoying that lightweight. It's 8:30. I'll go as far as I can. I know for sure there's 2 massive uphills. I'd like to get pretty close to the bottom. I think the total is about 23 odd K. At least I'm leaving in mild, beautiful, sunny weather. So even though yesterday was an extremely long and rough day and had to finish in the rain, I'm glad I headed up to MBC at the end of the day. The hike wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be, and being able to be only a few K away from base camp made it all more worth it, rather than everybody else who's coming from Durali, and they're all climbing now. My long day yesterday paid off. Okay, 10 o'clock in Durali, where I was considering staying last night, but as fate would have it, it worked out to keep moving on. Alright, a little egg fried noodle to fuel the uphill that's coming. Starting to sprinkle a little bit. That's all I get. Coming up is the big first climb. I didn't really want to eat before the climb, but I was getting pretty hungry, so we'll see if I end up puking it all up. The first of the 2 big uphills that I remember. I started at 130. See when I get to the top. About 30 minutes of straight stair climbing. And I don't feel like puking, which is good. But even if I did, I have this lovely commode. Basically, there it is. From the bottom, up, 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 up. Pretty much up to that tower. And higher. Just how I want to end my day. Okay, just about at the bridge. Ready to start the grind. So much more to go still. I'm higher than the village across the valley though. An hour. Exactly. Just stair climbing. And I am now at the top of Chamrang. It's 4:30. We've got 2 kilometers down to Jinu something or other. There's a hot spring there, so I'm gonna try and make it there. Well, I will make it there. 2 kilometers downhill. Seems like ages ago that I was starting off from down there. It was actually only a couple of days. Okay, after my already ridiculously long day, I foolishly climbed down another kilometer to get to hot springs. That'd be worth it. Very refreshing. And a great setting. It's getting dark. I've got to start the long slog now to get out of here. It was nice to be in the hot springs, but I don't think it's going to be worth the hike out.